Next up on this episode of Jeep Creep, we are going to be putting in a water system into our little camper. So guess what? No more messing around and having to tote water and jugs and all that and the tent camping kind of situation. We're going to have running pump water, guys. So here it is, my latest creation. They should make these. A quick disconnect, power, and water pressure fitting for your camper using a Reliance tank. Absolutely ingenious. All right, so what I found out is that a 3/4 inch elbow, schedule 40, 90-degree pipe is what we need. And the reason for that is this is going under the seat, and I've only got, about a foot or so of clearance. And to keep that under a foot, I think it's like 14 inches of clearance I have. About 13 inches of clearance. I need to make a 90-degree turn, right? So on the Reliances, I found out that this thread just about fits. I can force it in good. I'm gonna joint compound it and then just get it in as tight as possible and make sure that it's in the orientation that I want, which is going this way, away from the container. So let's go ahead and get that on. A little good old putty here, plumber's putty or whatever this stuff is, joint compound. I gotta fight it on a little bit. And I don't want to get it on the inside because I don't want water splashing on that, so I want to clean it really well too. I need to figure out, make sure that it stops where I want it, where this cap is tight and this is facing the right direction. All right, so I got one good turn on there. Think I can get one more? Let's try it. It fits pretty good with the compound. One turn extra. 2 turns. I think I'm gonna stop there. I don't want to push my luck. You see on the inside, I want to clean that a little bit, make sure I don't get that in my drinking water. Let's see. Get our wires in first. And we'll run our new tube next to it. From the other way first. There, see, when you do that, that leaves a lot of room. I was able to get that in there. That's putting a minimum bend on the pipe, which is what I wanted. And let's get our lengths figured out. All right, so let's get this connected to my pump, which wasn't easy. I'm not going to use a galvanized connector because this is going to be underwater. I don't want to be drinking galvanized steel that's been soaking. It's kind of gross. Galvanized steel is not good for you when you heat it. So I got to believe it's not good for you when you drink it. Just need to stretch this hose out. I'm just running some needle noses in there and then pulling it up to stretch the hose. Yep. This is extremely tight. There we go. And then just like that, you can get it on. All right, that's not bad. See, it's almost the way. Wires on there. All right, now let's set the depth on our device. So it touches the bottom. All right, from about the top, the cap's 10.5. So we need 10.5 to the bottom of this. Nearly there now, guys. Nearly there. I'm gonna give it just a hair more so it touches all the way down. Get every last drop of water. There we go. Pull this cord up a little bit. And account for curling, I guess. All right, that touches. Yeah, you can hear it in there touching the bottom, so that's good. But we had just enough to do a wrap. Wham, bam. Plug it in, ma'am. What you should do, and I'm going to do, because we're going to do this right, instead of using flathead screwdriver, this also takes a socket too. Let me figure out what size it is. All right, so the socket for mine is a 7/16. It's a heck of a lot easier putting these on like this instead of messing around with screwdriver. That fitting is going nowhere. All right. Now comes this part. Just pops on there. Boom. So let's move on into the camper and set up this part. But first, I'm going to go ahead and connect these two. Connect my female pressure fitting to my barb. Something else I did, this just had a little hole for air. I drilled it out with a, I don't know, 1/2-inch drill bit. So now this is going to be my fill line, and I can cap it off after I fill the tank, which is pretty cool. Or if I want, I could put another like gasoline tanks for air. I can put one of those on there if this becomes a problem with the vacuum. This is not airtight yet, so I don't know that too much water will splash and travel. I think I'm going to silicone this in anyway, just so water can never get up there. But yeah. All right, I popped a hole in there. Run our hose right through there. Luckily, I don't have to cut this because this has got a little bit of a thing on the bottom. Pull up or slack, custom fit it. All right, if you guys remember my previous video, I got a regular sink line, which is connected with an adapter here that goes into a 3/8 barb. So it's an adapter and a 3/8 barb. It all fits together. Excuse all the electrical wire. I need to clean that up still, but all right, so there's my female fitting, male fitting. Boom, connected. Put a little bit of test water in there. Blue, black, brown, red. Positive is red, negative is ground. I use these little, whatchamacallits, wire shrink that has the solder in the middle, and you just heat it up. This one got a little black, but that's all right. It turns the solder into liquid, does the solder and a shrink wrap or wire wrap in one. Almost forgot, I pulled my electrical wire through, made another hole for the electric. So let's fire it up, see what it does. All right, so we pop on the switch. Water's flowing. There we go, baby. There we go. Get this out of here so I can turn it up. Not the best water pressure, but we got a running faucet, baby. Turn off the faucet, turn off the switch. Wham, bam. I would say that is a success. I am absolutely ecstatic this worked as well. Check our connections. No drippy water. Everything is super tight. Just the way we like it, guys. Now the only thing that stinks is what about water that's trapped in the line? Yeah, that's a good point. I could put a dump out. That'll be that'll be something later. For now, I think I'll just put a towel there and just deal with a little bit of water in there. This is like a watertight bay. Yeah, my electrical's in here, but you know, whatever. It's not the end of the world. Then the nice thing is when you guys are all done camping, you just release the cap. Go ahead and drain out all the water. Instead of trying to do it on the camper and winterize and all that junk, you can just air dry this bad boy. Pull your pump out, let it dry out, turn your tank upside down, get this sucker bone dry for winterizing. I am gonna run to the store and get some silicone because I want to silicone that in because I don't want water splashing up while in transit. All right, so until next time, guys, stay tuned because guess what? Where water goes up, water has to come out. So I'm gonna look at ways of handling the water situation. I don't want to run it just to a bucket outside like regular pop-up campers. I do have an old waste container, and I'm gonna look at maybe making some fittings and doing a gray water tank. So stay tuned. Till next time, Jeep Creep out.